Chubby blue blood flowing through our veins. Sitting in the bleachers in the rain. We've shed a million tears and drank as many old-style beers out at the game. Let's go, Cubby, Son Ranto.
Michael Cotton.
Son Ranto.
Michael Cotton.
Son Ranto and the lovable Lucy.
Lucho Scali.
Son Ranto.
Michael.
Son Ranto.
Cotton.
Son Ranto and the lovable Lucy.
Michael Cotton.
Son Ranto.
Lucho Scali.
Son Ranto! Oh, we're blowing your ears off on a fine Sunday morning here. Oh man, it's early, fellas. 8:37. We're starting a Son Ranto show. Isn't it too early to be ranting, or now that we're in our 50s that you could be irascible before dawn? Really?
Right, yeah, I mean, we could just start the show at 5 a.m. if we really wanted to. I'm awake. No, I try to go back to sleep, but I'm pretty much awake for 5 minutes of every hour of the day.
Yeah. Well, and as we get older, I think it's more likely that we're angry in the morning because it used to be you would sleep and wake up feeling good. Now I sleep and I wake up and I'm like, oh, what happened to me in the last 8 hours?
I feel worse. Like the body feels worse when I get rest.
Everybody
Absolutely.
knows.
Like, it's rough.
Everybody knows that's Facebook friends with me that I wake up super angry. Like the first thing I do is call out the world for all injustices.
Fair enough.
And then I start my day.
If the sleeping's so bad, I think I've just come to the point where I realize I just need to take up like a serious speed habit again and just go. Just fuck sleep. I'm just going to be on fucking high octane, whatever, meth, crack, cocaine. Just fucking give it to me. I've been snorting my Adderalls in the morning. Let's fucking go.
Exactly. That'll make you happy. But it is true though. I do need more. I mean, it seems like I don't even have a coffee with me right now because I already drank a pot, and I'm like, you know what? Maybe I should chill out, and I might regret that like halfway through this show. I'll be like, you know what? I surely should have doubled down.
But we won't, because Michael and I will be allowed to talk today.
Oh yeah.
Like I'll be sleeping in the corner as soon as like the morning pot and the mid-morning pot wears off. All right, well, here's what's happening today. We got a Son Ranto show. There's a Cubs game later, and Chris Silotto stopping by to spin the bitch clock, so that'll be fun. And we're, of course, brought to you by our 103 incredible Patreon supporters and super ranters who joined us at patreon.com/bleacherpunch. It's $1 a month. You should join too. We're also brought to you by our sponsors, Matt Cameras, Permanent Paintings, and In the Clutch Shirts. And, of course, our incredible super-duper ranchers, Blake Beard and Rogue Wave Creative. And on this episode of the Son Ranto Show, I figured we should give away the Patreon prize of the month because it is June 29th, and we have yet to give the June prize of the month. So let's start there. If you're not a Patreon supporter, you should be. You could win an In the Clutch shirt. You could win an Matt Camera permanent painting of Ron Santo. And I got to mail all those out. So
it's also just a good season and a good time of the year to join Patreon because the Cubs, like, to everyone in the world, sound like they're like making a playoff push and they're one of the best teams in baseball. But everyone in Cubs Nation is just horrified right now, and they really just it feels like that we're in rocky seas.
We're in rocky seas, and only your Patreon donation can save us.
Fix that, yeah. So
also,
we need help.
A little bit of quick paperwork here for the ranters. You did not get a Cubs pod today for yesterday's game because we're obviously doing this right now. So just so you know, I am going to do a Sunday doubleheader after the game tonight, and I'll just do Saturday and Sunday at the same time.
And you only get that if you're a Patreon supporter. That's how you know what's going on. There's no other way to possibly know what's going on in the Cubs season than to become a Patreon supporter and listen to Cubs Pod and Michael's doubleheader, which has a much better meaning than it did back in the 90s for Michael.
Oh, my God. Do you remember when he was doing that, Danny?
Yeah, that was weird. Let's spin this sucker. Someone's going to win, and it's going to be a Patreon supporter. It's going to be somebody that loves us.
I love seeing
Speaking
all
of
those
suckers.
names. I wish we had more, though.
Oh, my God. And the winner is Joey Waltz, the Wrigleyville Bum. Congratulations, my friends.
Nice, Joey.
Yeah, he deserved that win, too. He came on. I went live on TikTok the other day, like the kids do these days.
Oh.
The tickety-tock. Yep. And Joey joined me because you can have a conversation with whoever joined. You can invite them to join. And Joey came on. And we had a nice little conversation about the Cubs. It's pretty much everything we think Joey thinks too.
Right. Well, because, people come to the Son Ranto Show, to the Bleacher Bunch shows to actually get really good information about what's happening with the Cubs. So many of these other shows are like, they're not watching the games. They're just looking at the stats, and it doesn't really tell them what's really happening out there.
In your heart.
Yeah, which is why
they couldn't tell you how many cup snakes are happening.
Yeah.
Which is why all those shows are always well behind us.
Oh, Joey's here today. We're excited.
Out in front. Also,
Joey's here. He got the win. He says nice. 69. Let's do that backwards. Hashtag chance in the chat, by the way. There's more winning to be done. Chris Silotto is trying to win and be on the show. David Elliott.
I mean, being on the show is a win.
Isn't Joey also our TikTok guru?
He is.
He's the guy that puts out a lot of those videos and stuff. So
he puts out all the videos that don't have my face in them. Anything that has my face, I made. Anything that doesn't have my face, Joey made, pretty much.
Right.
So he's doing a double service.
Yes, exactly.
like Michael used to do back in the 90s.
Yeah, the old doubleheader. Bill Sugas is here saying hashtag chance.
I knew it felt a little older in here.
Yeah, I feel a little boomer. No. Oh, it must be nice to have that sincere amount of home equity, isn't it, Bill?
Yeah, Bill.
Yeah, Bill.
What's it like to own your home?
Get a 10 bagger on his freaking suburban mansion, I tell you. And then also Roberto Ramos, otherwise known as Captain Cubbo, is here. Bernie Barron's here saying hashtag chance. You could win the Frank Chance postcard. Well, let's get into this.
One more quick shout out. Alex doesn't look like he's in the chat, but I will be going to Alex's wedding celebration later today.
Wait. He's not here, though? Like, isn't this as important? Isn't this how you should, no matter what's going on in your day, this is how you should start it?
You would think.
Somebody send him a text and tell him to get his shit together.
Yeah, they got married over the winter, so it's not like they're actually getting married.
He needs to be here.
It's just the celebration.
Okay, so it's just a party. So you're going to the party.
Yeah, it's just the party situation, except for it's going to be in a synagogue. Alex actually converted to Judaism to get married in the Jewish church, the synagogue. So they're having their party there. So I don't know how deep a Sunday Jewish party goes.
I mean, I've been to a few Jewish weddings before, and the spread has been excellent. I don't know how this is going to be.
And the dancing is always great.
The dancing, the food. You'll have Alex up on a chair. You'll be dancing around. Don't drop him. Don't drop him.
Or do. Is it bad luck if he falls?
I believe officially within that religion, the wedding's off.
Can you say spagog in a synagogue? Is that where it comes from?
And Lyle, I would say that anytime anybody's holding you above their head and you fall to the ground, that just is automatically bad luck. I mean, regardless of anything else that happens, it's bad luck that you just fell from that height.
Bill Sugas.
Alex, mazel tov.
Bill Sugas in the chat with a little bit of a warning, though. if it's the same type of party, a wedding party that he fell down my stairs at. So be careful. There's been known to be accidents at this. And let's talk about the first accident of the day, which was game 1 of this Astros series. Cubs got their asses beat. It was the worst Cade Horton start I think we've seen thus far. I don't know. I don't really want to talk about that game. It was sad. I was just like, oh, here we go. Jude Swoon continues. I was not in the mood for it. I didn't watch the first half of the game. I was at a delicious Indian food dinner, a place called Basant. Excellent food. And I tuned in the 5th. It was 7-1 at that point. I did not turn that game on because what's the point?
Yeah, well, I mean, look, Cade Horton got lit up. That was terrible to see. Nobody liked it. But more importantly to me, that the Cubs offense looked absolutely silly up against Brendan Walter, the man with 2 names. Like, it was ridiculous. This guy had he had one good outing his first start, and then he's just been steadily getting worse until he got to the Cubs, and he made the Cubs look stupid.
What is it? Michael, do you feel like, you said it last time we were all together. I missed the last show. There was a misunderstanding in the chat, which was I didn't read
it. There was no communication is what we're hearing.
There is that thing. And I think that I know what you're going to say. You're going to say that the Cubs flail against guys they've never seen before.
Yes.
And I think that might be league wide. I would love to see some stats overall. If you've never seen a guy now, maybe if you can get to the 3rd time through the order, these guys are pros. They've seen enough. They were like, oh, he's doing this with his curveball.
The fact that they're pros and these guys see so much pitching, like I don't know. It feels like it shouldn't be so bad. And, you still hear the complaints out there that the Cubs don't seem to be playing the type of small ball they were playing earlier in the year and that they're chasing the homer. I don't know. But maybe it feels a little like it doesn't feel as exciting on the base paths, right?
Well, yeah, they've definitely, especially in this last, like as it got hot. And I think it's like they're seeing the other team hit all these home runs and they're like, well, we can do that too, because they did hit a lot of home runs early in the season when it was cold. But man, I don't know, maybe the pitching at that time of the season, also the ball doesn't break as hard. The pitchers don't have the same control.
Is this team actually really sucked, but they were taking advantage of the cold weather and that they're going to be bad all summer. But once the end of the season, the playoffs come, they're going to be, if they can get in, they're going to go on a run.
Well,
is that what you're telling me, Michael?
I like that idea, Lyle, but I'm a little worried. Even though it looks so good this first half, we are on pace for another 83 win season.
But, here's the thing about the Cubs and homers. They've hit the 2nd most homers in the majors, which is kind of why they're in first place. So just like Lyle,
I agree. Like I don't know. I don't know how to feel about it.
I mean, and granted, like look at someone like Seiya Suzuki. He hits these amazingly get out fast line drive home runs. Like he had one the other night. It was at him into the Crawford boxes that just like got out in a hurry. First of all, the Crawford boxes are only about 8 feet away from home plate. So it seems like anybody could really hit him there. But like, being reliant on the home run is not such a terrible thing for your team to be. You score a lot of runs that way. The Cubs have scored a lot of runs that way, so I refuse to complain about it. But when you get those line drive home runs that Seiya Suzuki hits, it's not like he's trying to hit a home run. He'd take a double. He's just trying to hit the ball hard. He's trying to hit it, elevate it. He's just trying to do the things that result in home runs. But if you're going for a home run, like on those days when the wind's blowing out or when you're trying to hit the green monster at Fenway, you're like, I gotta hit that thing. Then you tend to pop it up. Then you tend to sell out and swing and miss when you don't have to. You just gotta connect. And I think that's the part that
for any of you folks out there that golf, it's like when you're having a really bad day out there and you're just like, fuck this. I need to fucking make up about 100 fucking yards on my drive, and I'm just gonna fucking unleash this one. And then you just miss the ball or hit it 5 feet in front of you. It's a disaster.
Yeah,
and it feels, you see that, you feel them like, I don't know if they're pressing or if they're just really trying to fucking smack the shit out of it, like you said, Danny. I don't know. There's something. The eye test says there's something. I don't know what the stats and if it all backs it up, but it feels that way in my bones.
Yeah, Danny, and I think you're 100% right with Seiya. He doesn't seem to be like, he's just ripping. He's just out there ripping, and it's working for him. He is tied for the lead with home runs on this team with PCA. PCA, on the other hand, he does feel like he's pressing a little bit right now. He's been in, not a terrible slump. He is getting hits, but he's not getting the same pitches he was seeing before, and I'm not 100% sure why that is. But also,
he's got to adjust now. Like, they're learning to pitch to him. They're like, oh, well, we don't want to get home runs up to this guy, and we don't want to let him bunt for a hit. Like, we're not. And he's the kind of guy that keeps him guessing, too. He can go up there, lay down a bunt, beat it out, like, move. He can do other things than hit home runs,
Right.
We haven't seen a lot of bunts from him in quite a while.
I mean, I don't want him to bunt personally.
Yeah.
I know he can, but I'd rather see him freaking
you don't. I don't think
agreed, but like you say, it's that keep them guessing mentality. Maybe he's not really up there trying to bunt, but he's gonna lay down a bunt or something in a certain situation just to
keep them guessing, keep them
on their
honest.
toes. But it's really the rest of the lineup, right? So like Kyle Tucker, home run guy. Seiya, home run guy. PCA, surprisingly, home run guy. That's three guys in your lineup who are literal threats every time they go up.
Michael Bush is a home run guy.
Michael Bush.
Ian Happ this month has been a serious home run guy. And I know we're going to do some breaks, throws, and blows, which we should get to.
Yeah, but the other guys, they are the ones that seem like they're trying to hit home runs now. Nico has gotten a couple in the last couple of games, but it's like you can't have Dansby out there like swinging for the fences. You know what I mean? Like, you can't have some of these guys just going for it. They just need to get on base any way that they can. So then when the boppers do come up, they're getting multiple runs rather than the solo shots that we've been seeing a lot of lately.
The most depressing thing about Friday's loss was the fact that the Cubs seemingly chose wrong, and they traded Cam Smith instead of Matt Shaw. Cam Smith was hit a big old dong and up into that train.
Here's the only issue I have with this whole argument is that people see this and they're like, yeah, but if Cam Smith was with the Cubs, I don't think he would have even played a single game in Chicago yet.
Yeah, they would still have Matt Shaw up, and Cam Smith would be in AAA, like hitting 40 dogs. They're like, no, Matt Shaw's our guy. He's hits 138. Exactly. We love it.
That's the truth.
I was looking through trying to find TFCs today, and I did not find any, but I did notice there was a good discussion on Reddit where people were talking about, look, we don't exactly know what happened in that trade. The Astros may have been pushing for Cam Smith. Like, that may not have been
our decision.
Completely up
we have no
to Joe.
clue.
Yeah, he did give him up. He decided to give him up, but as we know,
he was hoodwinked. He was ambushed.
Jed did not see Matt Smith as a big league ball player yet, and apparently the
Cam Smith.
Or I said Matt Smith, didn't I? Yeah,
that's
he's
what we
Dr.
need.
Who.
We need Matt Smith back on the team.
Cam Shaw, though.
Cam Shaw,
get him the fuck out of here.
Yeah, he's terrible.
He's terrible.
Applebee's for him.
Well, speaking of terrible, is it pitching? Is that the problem on this team overall? I mean,
it hasn't been.
Over the month of June, it kind of has been.
But it hasn't been before that. I mean, it's like a tale of two seasons. At first, the starters were great, and we're like, oh my god, Ray is going to win the Cy Young. This is amazing. He doesn't give up any runs, and he goes 70. Like, we were just in awe playing with house money with Ray. And then it all switched around, and like Tyone fell apart. Ray started giving up runs, and then the bullpen got good.
Which should have been
was
expected. I mean, they had some front end injuries. Obviously, Imanaga's back. Like, what? That was awesome, right?
makes
That
all the
looked good. Ben Brown getting sent down. That's addition by subtraction, right? Like, it just made the team better.
A little bit.
Fucking bum out of there.
And it might make him better ultimately.
It might. I hate to call a guy a bum,
I think
but
he'll
he's
be
fucking
back.
bum. He fucking sucks. I can't even stand to look at him.
Yeah.
God, I hate him. I hope he never comes back, honestly. I hope he goes somewhere else.
He'll be back. He'll be back this year, I bet you. And I bet you he'll be back this year starting when somebody else goes down. And I'm looking at you, Boyd. I'm not saying that it's going to happen, but he's got the most innings pitched on the team, and nobody thought he was even going to pitch this many innings.
Right. Well, and
he's already
and
reached his
amazingly,
inning limit for the season in their minds.
Yeah.
Boyd and Ray have carried this team. They carried them through the kind of the end of May and the early part of June. And then Ray turned into a pumpkin. Like he lost it. Boyd's still out there rocking, which is, again, if you don't pay attention all the time and you're just looking at stats and you're not watching the games, you're like, oh, well, Ray is still having a good season. He's not. And Boyd is an ace, but we're all like, no, we know more about this guy, and we're really surprised and just.
Who are you talking to right now, Michael? You're like, just so you know out there that we know this and you don't. And if you listen to those other fools, like, who are you talking about, more importantly?
I'm talking about lot of these fucking. No, you watch
don't
these
even
sports
listen to other
shows and stuff.
podcasts.
They talk about the Cubs as if. Like, they talk about the Cubs, and I'm like, what team are you talking about? You hear announcers talking about this shit, like, and you're just like, you have clearly not paid attention at all.
Well, speaking of paying attention, I did not pay attention to yesterday's game, but I tuned in after one inning. I was like, and we had scored 7 runs in an inning, like a total explosion of offense. So that must have felt good for him, and they did it off of Lance McCullers, who they've got history with. He's been around for a while, so so they did that off somebody they had seen before. It's like somebody that there was a book on, and so that kind of, I guess, supports that theory that they can only hit dudes that they have watched 83 hours of video on.
Right. Well, and at least, it was those 3 dongs in one inning. At least they scored in other innings too. Like, that's always when you worry, is when, it all happens in one inning and then they just hang on for the rest of the time. At least they kept it going and continued to score.
Danny, do you remember when Michael made 3 dongs in one inning back in the 90s? Do you remember that?
Triple dong. Oh, I remember.
Yeah, that was a good one.
Yeah, the triple header. That's what they called that one. But all right, we got to do rakes, flakes, throws, and blows, because in the chat right now, we have or in the green room, I should say, we have Chris Silotto seemingly out in his compound, some exotic remote desert island that I believe he owns. He's an owner of his own desert island compound where he's going to spend the entire Trump presidency, I think. So, all 37 years of it.
And
he
wearing,
might be a Trumper. He's got a red hat on. We don't know what the other side of that hat looks like.
Old Mega Silotto.
Oh, he's wearing a Cardinals hat. He can't wait.
He can't wait.
He's wearing his Sammy Sosa thong Speedo, though, and he's wearing it backwards. So it's going to be quite the show.
Oh, yeah. So stay tuned for that. But we should do some rakes, flakes, throws, and blows, and go to commercial.
All right.
Is what we should do. I got to play the drop. Apologies.
Jesus.
Here we go.
Today I'm going to show you how to rake.
All right. So if I was just to go by OPS alone for June, this would be Michael Bush's month, right? He's sitting at 10-14 for the month of June. Like, he is rolling. He's hitting 313, 389, 625 with 7 home runs. Like, that's a great month for him. The thing
I'm
is,
putting up the last 30 days, by the way, on the screen for all you at home while you go through these numbers.
The thing is, OPS alone only tells you how that batter is doing for himself. And I really want to give the rake to a guy who has helped the team the most in June. And that, surprisingly, is Ian Happ. His 808 OPS is third.
No surprises if you watch baseball.
Well, actually,
you're not on one of those other terrible shows, not like our show.
I'm telling you, man, there's nobody out there telling you that Ian Happ is the raker on this team because they hate things like
Except for
RBI.
Michael Cerami, who is Ian Happ is his favorite player. Oh, and Bleacher Jeff. Bleacher Jeff thinks Ian Happ is just the cat's meow.
Right. But yeah, he's accounted for the most runs for this team in this month. 22 RBI and 16 runs scored himself. That's the most RBI. It's the second most runs scored. He's done it, and he's done it with the 7th most hits. He's actually hitting, his average is terrible, but he's leading the team in home runs because of his 22 hits, which is not all that great for the month, 9 of them have been dongs. So this one's going to Ian Happ.
That's about 40%. Bleacher Jeff's beard also smells like the cat's meow.
Spoilt milk. All right. So why don't we just? Are you ready for some flaking?
Absolutely.
All right. The drop is. Can't ever find this. Too much stuff in
I
here.
haven't worried about flakes since my grunge days. Remember them?
Kinda.
Yeah. So I had to put a cutoff on this at 80 at bats because everyone below 80 at bats is actually worse. But the flaker for June is going to Matt Shaw with his 536 OPS. It's a 193, 247, 289 slash line. It's not been good for him. Now, look, that being said, he barely takes this award because he's only a little worse than Dansby, who is honestly, he's benefited from a bit more power and a BABIP that's 80 points higher than Michael Busch. Michael Busch has been killed by BABIP, and that might be because he's just not hitting the ball all that hard.
Say BABIP again, see what I do to you.
But Shaw had an awful April, as we all know. He got sent down, he came back up, and had a very similar number of at-bats in May, and he was excellent. And now he's fallen back to pretty bad again, but he's still better than he was in April. So, you know, this might be just part of that adjustment time where they've got a little more of a book on him since he's come back, and now they've worked on him. Over the All-Star break, hopefully he gets a chance to, you know, work on, like, look at what he's been doing this month and maybe figure something out. That's the hope. I still like Matt Shaw. I think he's playing great defense. He's just, yes, he is not doing it great on the base pass, but he's the number 9 hitter. And that's what happens when you have a DH in baseball. You just put your worst hitter at 9. It used to be the pitcher, and now it's just Matt Shaw.
Great.
Third base is cursed in Wrigley Field.
Yeah,
for some reason.
yeah, it really is. It's the curse of Ron Santo's lost leg.
It is. I think as soon as the leg went, or I don't know when it happened, but things haven't been great over there.
Yeah. Look at Chris Bryant now. He's just cursed.
Might be the front office's problem, but you know,
it even cursed Santo. He lost one leg, and that brought the curse on. He lost another leg.
I know.
Cursed him,
and then he lost his life.
Yeah.
Yes.
And now he's dead. Who knew that was ever going to happen?
I know.
All right. It's time for throws.
Throw up my hands to the Lord.
Let's
Okay.
throw up our hands to the Lord. And I'll put
For
up
the
pitching
starters
stat.
in June, there is a clear-cut winner, and that is Matthew Boyd. He has a 1.78 ERA and a 0.79 WHIP. That's the thing that's really impressive.
Damn, son!
He has thrown for the most innings and given up the least amount of hits. Like, none of these numbers are even close.
They don't even make sense. How does that even happen?
Otherworldly.
Yep. He has literally put up ace numbers in June. And, you know, it's hard to imagine what would have happened if he wasn't on this team. Like, it's crazy.
We'd be a 500 ball club.
Yeah.
Again.
Right.
Oh, for the season. Yeah.
The Brewers would be in first place. That's what would be.
Yeah, with a bunch of no names. Yeah. And it would make us, we'd be so angry right now.
They're right on they're 2 games back. They're fucking making a move right now.
I know.
The Cubs are allowing it. It's not even that they're, I mean, I think they've gone 8-2 in their last 10 or something like that. And the Cubs are what? 3-7,
like maybe
like
500. I think they're just playing 500.
They're below. Yeah.
They've been playing 500 in June, pretty much.
It's been rough.
One game below, maybe. Yeah.
So in the bullpen, though, we have Caleb Thielbar. He has the most appearances, the most innings, but the lowest WHIP and average against in that pen. Honorable mention, though, has to go out to the Pomeranian for his 0 ERA in June. But he has less games than Thielbar, less strikeouts. He's given up more hits and more walks than Thielbar, which is why Thielbar is your raker. I think he just kind of gave up the one dog, which killed him.
Well, the thing about Pomerantz, he hasn't given up any runs all year.
Yeah.
Like the whole year.
Yep.
Mike, I think you lost one there. Imanaga just coming back and the way he went out in that first outing, I think puts him on that throws list.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not going to argue with you.
Who cares?
But,
who cares? Listen, that guy, we didn't know what was going to happen, Danny. This could have been a lingering comeback. Doesn't look that good. It's going to be one of those.
He gets it just for coming back.
Coming back and pitching great.
Yeah, he did. He
pitched great. He looked so good.
Well, here's to hoping
honorable mention.
Imanaga is the guy that gets it, that gets the throws in July. That's what I'm hoping. But it's just hard to tell what's going on when you only get one start in a month.
Well, here's your blower.
You just put your lips together and blow.
Oh, and we all know who this is. It's Lyle's favorite, Five Finger Brown. Lyle hates looking at Five Finger Brown so much he'd rather see Three Finger Brown's hands than to look at Five Finger Brown anymore.
I'd rather someone go and cut off Three Finger Brown's dead 3-finger hand out of his crypt and use it to jerk me off than watch that.
Didn't need that image this early. It's freaking 9 o'clock, dude.
Just because you have a weird kink, you don't need to share it with everyone.
Dude, the speed is making me think things.
Yeah. But here's the thing. So Brown has been bad. He's just barely worse than Tyone, though, which is why this team has been scuffling in June. Brown has given up an extra home run, the same number of runs as Tyone, but Tyone has 1 extra game and 5 extra innings. So that's why Brown gets it. He's just done more damage to this team in less amount of time. On the plus side, he did have the most strikeouts of all the starters, even though he did actually have the least amount of innings of the starters in June. In the bullpen, it's Hennessy Cabrera.
He's gone.
He is gone. 8 innings pitched, gave up 4 home runs.
Holy shit.
9 total runs in 8 innings. So bad. He got DFA'd, and he sucks so bad nobody picked him up for free, basically, and he's in Iowa now.
Yikes. All right. Well, thank you, Michael, for going through that with us. That was both uplifting and depressing. Yeah. Really alternately uplifting and depressing. As Cabrera is gone.
As is the feelings of Cubs fans a lot right now. It's like we're fired up, but really skeptical and not feeling really great.
Nice thing to see, though, too, is that both of your blowers from the pitching standpoint are gone.
Right.
Neither one of them are on the team right now. So at least there's
they almost don't qualify, but also, Michael, maybe Jed is starting to listen a little more to the show and realizes that, you can't have these fucking guys going up sucking. Send them down, bring up another arm. Every team needs pitching. Everyone needs pitching. It'll never stop. But make the changes. Bring them up. Bring up the young guys. Let's see what we got, especially in the bullpen. Who fucking cares? Send these bums down that are giving up the homers and not throwing strikes and doing that shit. Give someone else a chance.
Yeah. Yeah, it's always funny, too, how much credit people give to Jed over the bullpen moves.
I do. I give him all the credit, actually.
Why?
Yeah,
he's literally just throwing every guy he can get.
That's what you should do.
Out there.
Good.
No, that's fine. But that's not on Jed. That he's just randomly putting guys out there, and these guys are professional athletes who are trying to stick in the league. They are the ones doing all the work. But like Genesis Cabrera, nobody had him on their radar. He just pops up out of nowhere, and he freaking sucked. So now he's gone. But that's just one of these things. He just keeps throwing guys out there. It's like, oh, let's just see.
Well, and despite
that's not actual strategy.
And despite all of that, the Cubs bullpen has the third lowest team bullpen ERA in the major leagues behind the Giants and Rangers. So, take it with it all in perspective that even though we're like, oh my God, our bullpen, we just don't have enough guys. Like other teams, they do way worse than the Cubs. What? Well, not even way worse, because everybody's kind of bunched together in mediocrity when it comes to bullpen. Like everybody's bullpen gives up runs. That's why you always want to get into it. But for example,
taking that into account, Danny, then I will give Jed, the credit, like Lyle was saying, that he is willing to just swap these guys out much more quickly than some of the other GMs.
All season long, you're like, I can't believe we're throwing this guy out there again. There's got to be somebody else who most people would rather just see someone else, good, bad, indifferent, because you can't just sit here and tolerate someone that just sucks consistently. Try somebody, see if somebody gets hot, see if somebody takes the opportunity, buy the fucking balls, puts their fucking face in the goodness of the fucking baseball gods and goes out there and throws some fucking strikes and ends some games.
Absolutely.
I'm starting a slow clap. Everybody out there. That's something we should bring into Son Ranto. All right. Well, let's do you got the silhouette, right? Why don't we go? We'll go straight. We're skipping the commercial because we're in a hurry this morning. We're going silhouette to Silotto. He's been out there waiting. He's getting a sunburn. I see him out there.
And Danny and I have breakfast coming.
Island compound. We got
Island in the streams.
All right.
That is what he is.
So I could not find a good baseball card for this one this week. So it's just a regular picture, but distinctive batting stance. So you may be able to pick this one up.
Look with his foot.
Who had a club foot? Who had a club foot for the Cubs? Anyone? Is that Ron Santos prosthetic?
Yeah, exactly.
That is a baseball that got picked up by the little program that I was using. So yeah, it does look like he's got a big club foot up there.
But it is a unique stance. All right, I think I might know who it is. So
this guy is from the 1920s, and he was named Clubby McClubfoot.
Yeah, because they just named
the 20s. Because I see that A's uniform in the background. They did not wear that particular color pattern in 1920, Michael.
No, they didn't even have the color yellow back then.
Yumper says DeRosa.
Yeah, so
or Frankenstein.
Yeah, Frankenstein, yes. Exactly.
Guess in the chat, and then take that down, and then we're going to bring on Chris Silotto right away. We're going silhouette to Silotto, and we'll give you the answer to the silhouette later in the show after Chris leaves, after we watch him burst into flames from his island compound.
My guess is it's Mark Grace, and that clubfoot image is the bottle that fell out of his back pocket while he was taking a swing, and it's just sitting there. That's like a bottle of Jim Beam.
Oh, no doubt. Well, here with a bottle of Jim Beam from his compound pool on an island nation to not be disclosed here on this show is douchey pool guy Chris Silotto. How you doing?
Hey, what's up, guys? The moment you started to bring me on, the fucking sun just burst out from the clouds, and it's in my
That
eyes.
was on
I
purpose.
know. It's
You know
almost
what?
like
I'm gonna
if
do
you
the
had
show
a
from the
thing
lake
on your
tomorrow,
head
next
that
week.
you could block that sun out with. It's almost like
I know
Yeah.
it's so.
I
will
see
say,
dudes-
Oh
the
wow! Look at
hat-
that, Michael. That dude. I didn't know that. That's what that was for.
I see dudes like that all the time in the bleachers with their hats on backwards and they got their hand over their eyes. Like, I can't see. I'm like,
And he
should
thought
somebody
that
tell him?
That was just to cover his bald spot, but now he knows.
So,
I got
Chris,
a bald spot. I'm not that old yet.
Chris, welcome to the Son Ranto Show. No, seriously, where are you? Is this your pool? Are you
Yes,
in
I'm
your
in my
pool?
backyard.
So,
Yes, everybody was sleeping. So
what's
I
your
came
address?
outside.
What's your
Yeah,
address?
We're on our way.
I'll drop
Be
it in.
over-
no kidding. That looks really nice.
Yeah, drop it. That's a great
I will
pool.
say though, back just to the left of that plant back there, about 2 years ago, had 2 sections of fence fall over. So I was definitely
Michael-
thinking of you, Michael.
Did Michael come over and fix it?
No,
'Cause he's terrible at mending fences.
No, what happened was he invited me over. The fence blew down immediately, and he rescinded that invitation.
Little Yumper says it would have been hilarious if Chris was in someone else's pool. In the neighbor's pool over here. They don't know I'm here. They're
talk
at church
about
right
that.
now, and I figured I'd come over here and pee in their pool because I hate them.
and I did leave my shirt on because nobody wants to see my titties. So that's the only reason why I have my shirt on.
I beg to differ. We all want to see your
Yeah,
titties,
this
but
is
what?
sudden-
Rally
morning.
titties, you got to save those for the game.
That's fair.
So you asked to come on today's show. Any particular reason? Do you have something that you wanted to share with us, or just
No,
you're just
I
like,
just
you know what? I feel
actually-
like going.
Just had the morning off, and it's been a while. So
Yeah.
Right on. So are you feeling as well, let me just how are you feeling about the Cubs right now? Like in this very moment, like are you feeling positive or do you have any negative thoughts creeping in like the rest of us?
it's hard not to be positive because they have been playing some really good baseball, but at the same time, in the back of your head, you know that there's issues with this team that are going to get exposed, and a lot of it has to do with the pitching, like we've seen in June. And you want to be optimistic that they're going to do something to fix it, but we all know that it's Chicago and it's Jed Hoyer, and they're probably not going to do anything. And if they do, they're going to pick somebody up off the trash heap and just, pray.
So the negative thoughts are creeping in, or they're not. They're more realistic
Absolutely.
thoughts. These are not unwarranted thoughts. This is just taking the history of the Cubs, seeing who is in charge of everything, and kind of educatedly guessing that they're not going to do anything to help us.
History tells us we are absolutely fucked, people.
Yeah,
Pretty much.
in so many ways. Oh yeah. So
Well, and the other thing is, it's like, will they make the right move? It's like, will they, or will it just be, let's take the third baseman who we have just swapped out like he's a bullpen arm for the last 4 years and just put in another third baseman in there who may be minimally better, but will probably also be just as bad or worse.
Well, I think getting to the pitching too, which I think is even a bigger need than third base right now. What we need is Matt Shaw to be better than he's been, and whatever he was doing in the minors, figure that out in the majors. Is he going to have a Pete Crow Armstrong moment where all of a sudden, figures some stuff out? And
Is anyone else in the Major League Baseball going to have a PCA moment? I mean, this is pretty incredible what he's done.
No,
I'm
they
just
should
waiting.
all
I'm just
become
waiting.
PCA.
I'm just waiting for him to get suspended for steroids. Honestly, because it's crazy.
But Chris, what would you
much
do? What
belief
would
he
you
made.
do to fix this team and the holes that you are aware of?
They need another starting pitcher, I think. It doesn't have to be an ace. I think as long as Shota stays healthy the rest of the year, getting a 3-4 guy that's
a
at
3.5,
least
man.
consistent.
A 3.5. That's what you need.
Somebody
That
that's
should be
consistent.
doable, right? I mean,
Easy.
I would hope so. And I think Sandy Alcantara has been thrown out there a lot, and he's really had a rough year from what I understand, but that could just be a change of scenery thing too. I mean, just when a guy's scuffling like he is, knowing that his name's out there, that can't help. but maybe once he moves on and it's a done deal and he's in his new place, maybe he'll have a better year.
Well,
They
and
also
he's
need
down
some
in
bullpen help, of course. But
Buy low, buy low.
yeah, and isn't he down in Miami?
Yeah, that sucks too.
I mean, we saw with Isaac Paredes, he hated being in Chicago, and it showed on the field every single day. And now he seems to love being in Houston, and he is showing it every day against us.
Yeah, that's another frustrating thing from this weekend is Paredes, and we all knew it was going to happen, that he was just going to hit dog after dog and like smoke balls down the left field line and right past Matt Shaw too, like right past him. You know, there's nothing he could do because it's going 106 miles per hour. And it's just like, all right, well, why don't we let's take a spin of some bitch clock wheels, shall we? Are you into it?
sure.
Now, does anybody have anything to add to the bitch clock? Because I just put it up this morning that people should give me some bitch clock topics, but it was a little too late in the game for anybody to see it because, you know, it's Sunday morning and it's currently only 9:21.
Yeah.
So nobody, but is there anything else that you would like besides this list that I'm about to share with the group here? Where is it? Oh, wait, sorry. I need a moment. I need a moment to put this guy. No. Keep talking about. So I forgot we did the Patreon prize of the month on the bitch clock wheel. So now I got to put all.
Oh, so now you got to do
yeah, exactly.
Oh wow, Danny, technical problems. 15 years in, people, he still can't figure this fucking shit out. I fucking had it.
The bitch clock is somewhat new.
I'll say that this hat is not red, as you previously stated. It's pink and purple.
Oh, very nice.
It was like some sort of like Valentine's Day drop from Lids a couple years ago. I did buy it thinking it was a little bit more red, but I rolled with it. It's nice.
And now you're putting in your bid to be the new pink hat guy. That's what I'm hearing.
How are you feeling? So while we're waiting for Danny to figure out this shit that he's been doing,
I figured it out. We're ready.
How do you feel about the Bears? Real quick, just good, bad, terrible, awesome, amazing.
Indifferent.
All right.
All right. So here are the bitch clock topics. The only new one that we've managed to muster here is no trade for a real third baseman or a starting pitcher. I don't think we really need to trade for a third baseman. I just think we need our guy to do better. But then we have, these are left over, no PCA or Tucker extension, Turner versus Bush starts, old people remembering collapses like 1984, AI and advanced stats in general, expensive tickets, Ricketts' politics, not enough fake scrotums. That stays in the bitch clock wheel because we've seen one fake scrotum all year. And this thing is out there all the time. Justin Turner did not just like stop using that thing. We just don't get to see it. And that is the problem.
That's outrageous.
It's outrageous. Do
you think he wears it on the inside, like when he's playing?
Oh, yeah.
He just kind of whips it out and back and forth? Ugh.
And then he leaves it in rookies' locker rooms or in their lockers. Just like they go to like grab their deodorant and accidentally grab a fake scrotum that's been in Justin Turner's underwear all day. Oh, God.
Sticky and gross.
That's the part they had to edit out of that article about how Justin Turner is the reason this team's good.
Losing on Sundays is another reason we lose on Sundays, I believe, is Justin Turner on getaway day. So that's the last one. Anything to add that's bothering anybody specifically?
Oh, God.
Besides these things? And you put it in the chat if there's something that's making you mad. And also put #chance in the chat. Well, let's just take a spin. Or no, you want to add something?
I was going to say the changing names of ballparks. Like, we're down in Houston. They're like 4 or 5 names into that damn thing. I have no idea what it's called. And then when I found out, I don't have any idea what that thing is. It's like
always going to be the juice box.
Now. Yeah, what is that?
Always going to be the juice box.
I've gone back to calling it Enron Field. Fuck them.
Yeah, Dakin Park. What the hell is a Dakin?
I have no idea.
It's even on their the Wikipedia says Dakin Park, originally Enron Field and formerly Astros Field and Minute Maid Park, is a retractable roof stadium. And by the time you learn the name, Dakin Field, they're going to get a whole new ballpark, and it'll be Enron Field again as it gets bought by private equity just to be raked over the coals and extracted of all its value.
Bill Sigas has a good idea. Measles Park.
Well, there's rumors out there that we have Tesla Stadium at Wrigley Field possibly next year. So,
how about birthright citizenship park? Yeah.
Well, they've already built the cage out in the bleachers for all the people that they want to put in cages. So,
oh yeah, Ice Park. So, all right, let's take a spin of the wheel. Let's see what you get.
In the wheel.
Do, 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 do. Ooh, yes. Chris, you've got a very nice category here, and that's not enough fake scrotums.
Ironically, I was the one that put that in there a few weeks ago.
Oh, really? Well, perfect.
So you kind of deserve the whole thing.
Probably, because this is not going to be easy.
All right. So
it's not going to be easy to be pro fake scrotum.
Just feel the anger inside about how much you've been denied the balls, and it'll come out.
Here we go.
I don't know if that sounded right.
Is that how much you've been denied?
Bitch clock. You have 30 seconds to bitch.
So here's the thing. There's definitely not enough fake scrotums in baseball. I'm surprised that they showed it on the TV, on the broadcast, and they were so excited about it. They need to keep doing it because they won that game. It's going to be the rally scrotum. We're going into the rally scrotum. And if I'm going to pay my kids' college tuition to go to a game and drink beer, I want to see more fake scrotums.
Amen.
Oh.
Amen.
You didn't even need the full 30 to say your piece about scrotums.
Danny, we need a rally scrotum T-shirt
for
Ranter Fest.
Yeah,
rally
scrotum.
I was just going to say that, like, that's going to be one of next year's giveaways. It's just going to be a rally scrotum.
Can you imagine a rally scrotum bobblehead or a bobble scrotum?
A bobble scrotum.
Which part bobbles though? Do you bobble the balls or the dick? I'm not sure.
Which is what they call Bill when he goes to the gym. Bobble scrotum. Love you, Bill.
Old bobble scrotum
guy
here.
at the gym who just refuses to put a towel around himself, just wanders around,
blow drying his nuts in front of everybody.
That's a Chat GPT entry right there. Boomer Bill's bobble scrotum. see what that comes up with.
Let's image search that one. So I'm gonna put back up the wheel of names. Can you see this here? Oh no, you can't. I gotta add it.
Oh no!
All right, here we go.
There she is.
And so we're gonna take that. Actually, let's leave that on the list. Maybe we can get it to come up again. Until they do it, we should keep bitching about it. So I will take a spin of the bitch clock here for myself.
Yeah, what Danny's saying is that there will be no lack of fake scrotums on this show.
Ooh, I like this one.
Oh yeah, let's go.
Old people remembering collapses like 1984. I do remember that collapse specifically. So let me give myself a 30 seconds on the bitch clock.
Bitch clock.
Here we go.
You have 30 seconds to bitch.
Ladies and gentlemen, I am a Cubs fan in my entire life up until 2016. Every time the Cubs got my hopes up, they dashed them, and I was left in a pool of dastardly tears that never dried upon my face. I carry this pain with me deep inside my heart, and it is nearly impossible to lose the pain from my soul that the Cubs have cost me. Thus, I will remain negative until I hoist the trophy yet once again.
Stop your bitching.
So 2 hoists makes enough positive to reverse lifetime of negative?
Then they got to do it next year again. Otherwise, it all starts again every year. I will have one moment of glory, and then it's back to freaking negativity.
Right.
What have you done for me lately?
Yeah.
Nothing. It's 9 freaking years I've been waiting.
It's been almost a decade, is how you'd probably say it.
Yes. Oh,
It's
been too long.
Actually, do you know how I would actually say it?
9 times.
Yeah,
9 years. It's been 9 years, people. I've had enough.
Yeah, it really felt like it was just going to be. It was just going to keep going. We're just going to keep having bites at the apple. It just did not. Ugh.
Yeah. Michael, would you like to take a spin?
Yeah, let's give it a roll. Let's
right,
see. I'm going to get something crap though. Like that's some of these things. I'm not even bitchy about. So then I got to just invent it.
Well, that's debate for you.
Hey, that's showbiz, baby.
I will take old people remembering collapses like 84. I'll take that off the list. Here we go. Boom. We're going around.
All right, let's see. What am I going to get?
Ooh, losing on Sundays.
Oh, not today.
Not today. Yeah, today we break the habit because you're gonna bitch it out of existence. You ready?
Yep. All right.
All right. Put you in the seat. Oh wait. Here we go. Why isn't it working?
Clock, you have 30 seconds to bitch.
Here's the thing about losing on Sundays. It's not a 2025 thing. It's a 2024, 23, 22. Like, we have been doing this for freaking years. How is it possible that one day of the week can be so fucking bad? Well, let me tell you, because every manager that we've had, it's only been 2, I think, in that stretch, they just put out garbage on Sunday and act like they don't even want to win. It's horrific, and God hates the Cubs on Sunday.
Yeah, it's not getaway day when you're at home, you fucking loser. You know what I mean? Like, stop putting the junk out there.
That's one thing I've always hated about this team. It goes all the way back to Madden. Getaway day was always such a joke. They treated it like it was supposed to be a day off, and they always do it, and they always have, and it pisses me off.
Yeah, and this team, because of it, has yet to go on a real big winning streak either. You know, they've
their longest winning streak. I looked it up today, 5 games, and that was, I think that was March to April. Like I think it was like in that first week of baseball.
All right, final bitch clock contestant's going to be Lyle, and then.
I mean, I'm angry today, so bring it.
I was really, man, one of these days I got to get those advanced stats, man.
Yeah, can you tell me, Michael, what the Cubs record is in the last 10 years by day? What's their worst day? It has to be Sunday, right?
Oh, I'll see if I can figure that out.
Yeah, I would love to
show.
see that. Yeah. And you could figure that out. I think you could figure it out from a baseball reference. Just do like a search on it. So I'm going to take losing on Sundays out of there. And
I'll just use AI, and I will destroy the planet just so we can find out what we're doing on Sundays.
And you'll get the wrong information. Oh, yeah, no PCA or Tucker extension.
Ooh. This was another one I was hoping to get, but yeah.
All right, you ready?
Oh, I'm ready.
Here we go.
Clock, you have 30 seconds to bitch.
You know what, Jed? I spend a lot of time on this fucking podcast and to Cubs Nation defending your ass because I think you're doing an okay job sometimes doing certain things. But this particular thing is fucking horse shit. It's fucking outrageous. Like, what are you waiting for? Just throw the fucking money bags at them and let's fucking go. Make Cubs Nation proud of you, proud of this team, and proud for the future because we need these fucking guys to do what we need them to do to win and hoist the next trophy so Danny can stop being angry.
I agree. Chris, if you had to choose, and I don't think you have to choose. I think we could have both. But you had to choose between Tucker into the future or PCA into the future. Which would you choose for the? Because we're going to get PCA for the next 4 or 5 years anyway. But let's say PCA for the next 10 years, like that kind of extension, or Tucker for the next 7 years. Let's say
That's a tough one, but I think I would have to go with Tucker just because I think he's going to be more consistent I don't think PCA can keep up this tear that he's been on this year, and I think that there's a vast immaturity level between the two of them. I think Tucker's way more. He's not heated. He's not very emotional. I think PCA gets in his head a little much, and some players are good like that, like they can play that way. But I think in the long run, I think that may hinder him a little bit more than Tucker. And I just think the consistency lays with Tucker on that one.
That's the correct answer,
I'm going to
Chris.
disagree with you, Chris. Not on your argument.
Makes even more a correct answer if Michael disagrees with you. Just know you're right.
I think you're absolutely right in everything that you just said there, and it does make sense. But PCA is so much more fun. That craziness, that level of like excitement, and that's actually what I want. Like, I don't need another travel ball boy signing another big contract. I want to see
Michael doesn't
PCA.
need wins or championships. He just needs to see funny hair.
I think PCA leads to that. Tucker, I don't know. I would like to see
Bill.
Bill says yes, but until we find out that Tucker beats his dog.
Yeah, exactly. Well, and by the way,
take it out on the dog, not on the fucking fans in the baseball. You know what I mean?
Yep. Lyle, he wins the bitch clock for the day.
Yeah.
Slow
Bill
clap.
has spoken.
I will say the PCA is the other, between the two, is more likely to be wearing a fake scrotum under his uniform than Tucker.
Yeah,
that is true.
No, that's for sure.
I don't even. Tucker
to
doesn't even have a real scrotum.
Just to add to add some juice to Chris's argument, I would say you're right, Danny. Is that PCA will be around for the next few years anyway? So sign fucking Tucker. Maybe if you're gonna take chances with somebody, take chances with PCA. You might piss him off, but he ain't going nowhere because he's got no fucking options. And I would get Tucker signed for whatever it costs. And if revenue keeps going the way it's going, I think that it's a no-brainer. It's a fucking brainer.
Tucker
makes
way more sense right now to get him locked down and have him out there with your next 4 years of PCA.
And PCA was betting on himself, and he made the right choice so far.
Yeah.
Can we all agree though that whatever happens, like, we don't necessarily need to extend Ian Happ?
Yeah,
don't say that too loud around here, Michael.
Yeah.
People love Ian Happ.
I would rather extend Seiya and make him our left fielder.
Speaking of boring, yawny players, right?
Well, also, all these contracts pretty much expire right as the CBA does, and so I don't know that there's too much clarity past next year. And I think that's by design for the Cubs, and I don't think that they're going to be really that interested in extending anybody, including
you know who would be a great get right now, and you could probably do it much cheaper than later.
Michael Busch.
That's exactly what I was going to say. He has he could be that anchor over at first that we want. I mean, and you want a few guys on the team, and first base, I think, is more important than a lot of people put at it because every ball goes to them. I don't know why they just think anybody should be able to play that position, but literally every single ball gets thrown over to them for outs. And Michael Busch has been very good, other than that ridiculous drop the other day in St. Louis. I almost broke my TV.
Well, we should go to break. We should let you go, Chris, because I know you don't want to stick around to hear us preview the Guardians series. That's just dry material. Nothing. It doesn't have anything to do with swimming around a swimming pool. I'll tell you that much. But we're going to wrap it up within the next 10 minutes anyway. But can you tell us what are you doing this summer? How you doing? What are we going to see you? Are you coming to Ranter Fest? Like, what's going on?
I'll be up there for that game, but we're on a pretty tight schedule, so I'm not going to be able to
you're not
drop down to the Mom Shrine before the game. Are
we going to see you? We're going to see you.
I should be able to come by, say hi before, maybe after the game. I can just pop in, have a drink, and go. But we're taking the train, so we're on a pretty tight schedule.
Are you going to have the time to do a shot of more
Malort? off of Lyle's tits.
Malort out of my belly button and drink an old style out of my boot is what I wanted to know. I was nervous to say it out loud.
Do you have time for that?
I was excited. 'Cause he's
Lyle,
my birthday.
I will
He's my
always
birthday
make
buddy.
time.
I'm
I'll always
Lyle,
make time to drink off your body.
all right. Good.
And I'm going to call you Tommy the whole time.
Fest?
There's it is 80% in the yes right now, Michael.
Okay, I
Nice.
thought you were gonna try and get in there early for that Red Sox series.
I think I'm going to skip that and do Ranter Fest instead.
Okay.
All right, great. This is all breaking news.
Yeah.
Lyle's coming to Random Fest. Chris is drinking out of Lyle's body.
To be fair,
And,
Malort will kill anything that's living in that belly button, so you're safe.
I don't know, dude.
So,
Or it will create something all new.
You saw how excited I got.
so Cotton, why don't you put up the silhouette as we say goodbye to Silhouette Otto?
Oh, Chris, do you have a guess?
My guess was going to be Mark Grace with an extreme case of gout.
Oh, that's what it is. It's gout. I was thinking it was a
batting
bottle.
righty somehow.
Well,
Well,
It's a
I have
it's a reverse
not
image.
actually seen anybody come up with the answer in this, but
I'm
it
saying
is
Andre Dawson.
Dexter Fowler.
Oh, Dexter and his old baseball foot.
Yep. Oh man, you know,
Those shoes are terrible.
And
Why would they put that
I
giant
view
baseball
him
on
as
it?
he batted lefty more than he batted righty, so it's weird to think of him as a right-handed hitter too.
Yeah.
So it's a little bit of a
it totally
Also-
threw me off when I
Also,
was
very,
looking at it.
very underrated uniform. I always liked that uniform.
Yeah, I love this throwback
Powder-
as well.
The powder blue stripes, man. I think it's one of the Cubs' best looks, and I wish they did that.
I've got a Ron Santo jersey in that style, but I outgrew it because I got fat. So I
Did you
can't wear it
did,
anymore.
did you get the matching pants too? But it only has one leg.
I don't wear pants.
All right. Oh, you're Winnie. He's Winnie the Pooh right now.
yeah. Or the other pair that is just shorts.
Yeah.
So all right, we're gonna go to commercial. Chris, thanks for stopping by this morning and taking a spin of the bitch clock. It's always great to see you,
Chris, the show's not over, but I'm going to give you a spagog.
Yeah, drop a pin in the chat, and we'll all be at your house later on swimming in that pool. What do you say?
Oh, can't
Sounds good. Can you be here by 1:20?
No problem. We'll put some beers on ice. We're heading over.
Definitely.
Put out the projector. We're watching the game in the pool. It's Sunday. Sunday.
All right,
We're gonna be rubbing tips later. Let's go.
little premature
Absolutely.
spagog,
Sounds
but check out this commercial for our Patreon, and we'll be right back in 2 shakes of a lamb's tail.
The Bleacher Bunch brings you great shows like Son Ranto, Cubs PS Plus, Bricks Behind the Ivy, Cup of Cubby Blue, and Baseball Rabbit Hole. But you could be getting so much more when you subscribe to our Patreon page for as little as $1 a month at patreon.com/bleacherbunch. Get access to our exclusive daily show Cubs Pod, where we recap every single game. Plus, be the first to hear Cubs music, get early access to events, and receive an invitation to join our Discord Cubs community, where fans just like you show up every day to rant and rave about our beloved boys in blue. Most importantly, 10% of your Patreon pledge will go directly to help the Lost Boys Youth Baseball program. So join us. There are perks at every level, like the Ranter Calendar, absolutely free, and name recognition for you or your business. We are independent Cubs podcasters, and we need your support. Otherwise, we'll quit. Seriously, we'll all quit. Some of us might even die from your lack of support. In fact, the cutest little puppy you've ever seen will die if you don't support the Bleacher Bunch at patreon.com/bleacherbunch. We promise to spend all the Patreon money on tickets and beer and all the dog crap we have to buy just to keep our podcast rolling. So give us your money and we'll waste it far better than you will. Patreon.com/bleacherbunch. Free trials are available, but don't do a free trial. Just join, okay? Okay. Patreon.com/bleacherbunch.
In the clutch. Buy t-shirts from In the Clutch. Take it from the Bleacher Bunch. You'll love the shirts from In the Clutch.
In the Clutch shirts are comfortable, stylish, and guaranteed to get you laid. Plus, they're proud sponsors of the Bleacher Bunch. Use promo code Bleacher Bunch for 10% off your purchase.
Nice to feel and soft to touch. That's why you will get laid so much. Wearing a shirt from In the Clutch. And you can thank the Bleacher Bunch. In the Clutch, in the Clutch. Buy t-shirts from In the Clutch. Remember the code Bleacher Bunch. Save 10% at In the Clutch. In the Clutch. In the Clutch.
In the Clutch shirts actually not really guaranteed to get you laid.
We're back, and we got a game today against the Astros.
And we got about like 7 minutes to get through this too.
I know, and we. What do you think of our chances today? And we've got. I'm drawing a blank. Who are we facing today? It's. I had it.
Starts with an F.
Yeah. Oh. Framber Valdez.
That's it. Yeah.
So.
It starts with an F.
I mean, he's one of their better pitchers. He's got a lot of experience. Cubs have some experience against him. So it'd be nice to get a win out there of a series. It's been a second since we won a series. We split with the Cardinals earlier in the week. We lost to the Mariners last weekend. It's been a moment. I think, if the offense yesterday can continue remembering that they're one of the best offenses in baseball, against Framber Valdez, a guy who they should have a book on at this point, I like our chances today.
Cubs lose.
But it's Tyone for the Cubs.
Cubs lose. I'm not feeling great about that.
Tyone, not a great June.
No.
He almost was the flaker.
Yeah. I'm not fired up right. And he's got to turn it around too, but I don't think it's today. I'm usually really positive. I think the Cubs win most games, but I don't feel good about today.
Let us know in the chat.
Oh, Terry E. Since 2020, the Cubs are 50-64 on Sundays.
Oh, that's a bad record.
That's not good.
Oh, God.
Yeah.
The feeling is right? Just your general sense.
I'd be curious to know on getaway days, and that'd be harder to look up because it wouldn't be a day of the week.
Right.
But no, that's not good. That's way under. But that's including some pretty horrible
But they
teams.
treat every Sunday like a getaway day. They always do. It feels like. It's like, what the fuck is happening?
Yeah, I mean, I know they'd have a losing record this year, where they've had a good time. I'd like to know the last 3 win or the last 2 83 win teams, and not even go back to 2020. Although 2020's team was technically a playoff team, they did well.
I'd have to guess that that's the worst day of the week for the Cubs is Sundays.
Well, today is Sunday, and luckily we are facing the Guardians on Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday at Wrigley, and there's no Sundays involved.
I'm wearing my high school alma mater shirt today in honor of playing the Cleveland Indians because we are the Billerica Indians still. They have not changed their name.
Even in woke-ass Massachusetts?
Yeah. Not in my town. Towny Trad.
Only town that went Trump in Massachusetts.
It did the first Trump administration. It was the only town in Massachusetts that went red. Now it's blue again, I think, but it was fine. It was wild.
So the Guardians are in second place, and they're pretty far behind the Royals, who are having a really good season. But they are only 1.5 back in the wild card, despite being a game under 500. So that's what the wild card gets you, 500 teams that are relevant, or under 500 teams that remain relevant halfway through the season. And
best things that ever happened to baseball: wild card and
Manfred Mann on second base. Yeah, but they've had a bad June, even worse than the Cubs' June. They're 9-15 in June. They've recently lost to Toronto and St. Louis, and they've lost 4 of their last 5. Their offense, they got the 5th worst OPS, the 5th fewest runs scored. They're below average in every offensive category except stolen bases.
Christ.
Their pitching ERA is worse than the Cubs, which the Cubs are pretty good, but they're 3.99 team ERA, worse than 3.88. Now, here's what's crazy, though. The Cubs' overall team ERA is 15th in baseball. Right. Totally average as can be overall on the season. 10 points apart, there's 4 teams in between there. So that's the Guardians end up down like towards the bottom of baseball. And their pen, now here's the discrepancy between bullpens. Cubs have a 3.31 pen ERA. I already told you earlier in the show that's third in baseball, 3.31. To be 17th in baseball, which is what the Guardians are, it's 3.94. So that's really half a run is the difference between the third best and the 17th. You know, that's pretty. I mean, that's a tight margin of error. So that what that tells
I know, but
me,
if you look at all those teams,
you
look at those teams too, though. I mean, that half a run makes a big difference in win loss. It really does.
Yeah, well, it's
crazy
for the Cubs.
It's on the margins, man.
The Guardians have lost a lot more games than the Cubs have, and that seems to be the difference. Well, and the offense. Oh my God, the offense is incredibly different. So we're top 5, they're bottom 5, and the defense. I would think the Guardians had a good defense, and that's why they've been winning games. No, they've got the 3rd most errors, the 4th worst DER in baseball, and but their catchers, Austin Hedges and Bo Naylor, nail them 26% of the time. 23% is league average, by the way. 26% means you're good. And we got Gavin Williams, who nobody's ever heard of. He's got a 3.68 ERA, but he's giant. He's 6'6", 250 pounds. He's going up against Boyd. Tanner Bibby is got a 3.98 ERA going up against Imanaga on the middle game on Wednesday. And then on Thursday, July 4th Eve, it's going to be Trail Mix Bread Dork versus Toenail Bob Drastica. TBD versus TBD.
Got it.
Or it could be Luis Ortiz versus Kate Horton because it would be their turns, but it's still yet to be announced.
Yeah, thanks MLB.
Yeah, late. I'm way ahead of you with Trail Mix Bread Dork. And then so that's the Guardians. I'm going to try to catch the Thursday game. It's expensive to go though.
Oh, that's a bummer.
$60 for nosebleed behind a pole. Yes.
To go see that bum team against a struggling Cubs team?
It's July 3rd. People are off.
Oh, it is.
Oh, yeah.
3rd.
And they're giving away like
USA! Are they going to do fireworks or something? What's going on?
No, they'll set half the north side on fire. It's like that'd be the Mrs. O'Leary's cow of 2025.
Yes.
You did that in the middle of the city.
Wow. That'd be amazing. Wait. Speaking
No,
of like
I'm a
sulfur
homeowner
and
now.
fireworks and all those weird smells of fireworks and shit, is that what that is?
After the Cubs lose to the Guards, their season will start to retard. Cause Ober the 4th wins will abort while getting swept by the Cards.
I hate that guy.
I think he's getting canceled. He said abort.
Well, I mean, technically, he kind of used it in the right way. You know what I mean? He did it like, the musical version of, slowing down as opposed to.
Right. I got you.
Yeah.
Let's moving on.
He did say abort, though. That was a little.
He just said abort.
Yeah, that was a little off. But all right, I do have a few announcements. First of all, happy anniversary to the Nielsen's, Joan and Roger. I think they're at like 50 years or something like that. Maybe not that many, but happy anniversary to you guys. That's Dan Nielsen's parents. So, and happy birthday to John Vasky yesterday.
Happy birthday.
And Luis Medina, say happy birthday to him on Tuesday. It's his birthday on Tuesday.
Nice.
We get the Bleacher Bum Band on July 18th. That's a Friday. That's after the game at Output, Wrigleyville. We got Ranter Fest going on August 2nd. Go find out more about that at sonranto.com/ranterfest. Get your tickets now. We're already kind of filling up. Come
get Malort in your shorts.
Malort in your shorts. Come watch Chris Silotto drink out of Lyle's navel. And then we also, I'm going to be in St. Louis on August 8th through 10th.
Why would you go there? Gross.
I'm getting tattooed by Matt Camber with Bleacher Tony.
That's a great fucking reason to go.
And we're watching Joe Kilgallen at the Funny Bone out there in St. Charles. And we're going to watch the Cubs beat the Cardinals in sucky-ass Busch Stadium.
Jesus, what a weekend.
Well,
And save
July
the
2nd.
date.
Oh, I was going to say, while we're saying games are going to be at, July 2nd, I will be in Des Moines watching the Iowa Cubs. So if any of the ranchers want to drop in, hit me up on the Discord and let me know you're going to be there, and we'll grab beer together.
Des Moines, where the S's are silent and Michael's farts are not.
And the ranters are loud. Yeah.
And the ranters are loud. All right. And then save the date. We'll get the details together soon. But September 20th in Cincinnati, we're hanging out at Binsky's Bar. Then we're going to try to get some tickets, go to that game. Cubs, Cincy, Saturday night. Going to be fun. If you've never been to that ballpark, it's pretty fun. Let's take it over and have a big old Ranter Fest with Billy DeVore.
Cincinnati, underrated town.
Absolutely. And actually, one of the more fun places to be is on the other side of the river, too, in Kentucky, too. Yep. So you can go back and forth and have a good time down there. And downtown by the ballpark, there's a lot of places to hang out, too. TFC, I got one.
I did find one.
Ooh, Little Yumper just bought a Ranter Fest ticket. Awesome. You did find? I have one.
Okay, well, here, let me jump
in
here.
I had three,
mine's not even that good.
You know.
Yeah, this is just the stupidity of people and their numbers, putting this stuff out on social medias. Boiling turkey. I don't know what that's all about. On Blueski. 2025 top 5 BB league leaders. Now, BB means walks, right? Look at the National League. O'Neal Cruz with 27. Pete Crow Armstrong with 25. This is just pure stupidity. I don't know if there's a bot out there doing AI or what, but PCA does not have 25 walks. And Kyle Tucker does not have 20. Kyle Tucker has like 50. Like, this is what I'm talking about, Danny. People just looking at numbers and have no idea what the fuck they mean. And they're just thinking things are like, they probably think PCA is some sort of an OBP god.
And he's not bad, but he's more of a slugger speed guy. Well, I got one here, and I know you'd appreciate this. It's kind of a visual, but this one's for Michael, because I've noticed this many times, is that Boog does not get excited when the Cubs do something. He loves the Cardinals, by the way, so much. And so this is from when he was, something happened good with the Cubs on, 2 days ago. And Bloomsy20 says, "Where's the excitement, Boog?" And J-Cubs, or known as Walking Man PCA, says, "Boog when Cubs do something exciting." And it's like Kevin Spacey with his head in his hands like a bored prince. And it's totally true. Boog cannot get it up for the Chicago Cubs.
No.
I listened to
bad for
Chip
baseball.
Carey.
It's bad for baseball.
Bad for Cubs fans.
I watched the Cardinals broadcast that entire series. I listened to Chip Carey, who used to announce for the Cubs, and he is actually still more excited about the Cubs, appropriately excited about the Cubs. He's more excited about them than Boog is, even though he's much more excited about the Cardinals. But yeah, it was better than the shit Bambi thing.
And this last one I have is from the Ranters, good old-fashioned Facebook, Son Ranto Ranter, Scott Passmore, longtime listener of the show. And Ranter said, "The only saving grace of this dumb trade," and this has to do with Tucker and Cam Smith, "is that we'll only pay him a maximum of 3 times per year." And Dave, Ballhawk Dave, known for just being the ranteriest of ranters, says, "An unknown for a top 10 player? God damn, what a bad take, even on this page." And I was like, that's good. I like that we're being called out for our terrible takes on the Ranters page, because keep them coming.
Keep them coming.
The more knee-jerk reaction we have here about the terrible trades and the awful things that the Cubs constantly do, the happier it makes me. Tell you that much. And Ballhawk Dave, thanks for calling us out at all possible times for being the worst possible fans that you could think of. I appreciate that too.
100%.
He hates the way we fan, and I enjoy his hatred of us. It just fuels my fire. So it does. It does. So we got to give away the chance postcard, and then we'll get out of here.
Yeah, my breakfast sandwich is on the grill.
Here we go. I'm picking it. No even warning for a chance to get in the chance. No even warning this time. I want Joey to win a double. David Elliott.
Bill just in the butt. David Elliott.
Congratulations.
I love that it stopped so long on Bill and then switched.
Someone just stepped on Bill's scrotum that was dragging behind him.
Bill should have tried harder. So that is now the show. Thanks to all of our Patreon subscribers, patreon.com/Bleacher Bunch. And of course, Rogue Wave Creative, In the Clutch shirts, Blake Beard, and who am I missing? Oh, all the shows. Oh, Matt Cameron's Permanent Paintings, plus all the shows. We got Cup of Cuppy Blue, Cubs PS Plus, Baseball Rabbit Hole, Bricks Behind the Ivy, Cubs Pod. Oh my God. Join us, patreon.com/Bleacher Bunch. Like us on the way out so people know about it and share it with your friends. I guess that's the show.
I think a new rabbit hole dropped on the main feed.
Again, congrats, David, and good job giving it to Bill.
So thanks for being here, everybody. We're going to spagog the hell out of here, and that's the show. I'm going to play the Ballad of Pancho Boy just because I feel like it.
Spagog!
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 Saturday in the rainy month of May, a smattering of Bleacher fans were waiting at the gate. The fans began to stream to go see their favorite team. They made 3 separate lines to pass through security. There was one man who had a plan and knew just where to go. Run to section 504 and down to the first row. He had come prepared for rain with a plastic poncho. He'd get revenge with his girlfriend without getting soaked. And he'd sit there in the rain for 7 hours straight. He'd sit right through the weather that had made the game delayed. With his plastic poncho on, he'd sit all afternoon long. That's why I'm writing Poncho Boy this song. The catbag check with Bleacher Jeff, he'd pick the slowest line, while Poncho's line moved faster, abetting in the crime. For unbeknownst to Jeffrey, a few weeks in the past, he'd saved seats in his section, making Poncho pretty mad. He'd come back from Iowa to teach Jeff a lesson. He'd claim Jeff's customary seat in Jeff's usual section. For the tickets they both held said general admission. Revenge will be served cold and wet, no respect for tradition. And he'd sit there in the rain for 7 hours straight. He'd sit right through the weather that had made the game delayed. With his plastic poncho on, he'd sit all afternoon long. That's why I'm writing Poncho Boy this song. When Jeff got to his section, he said, "What have we here? A rookie season ticket holder who maybe comes to 20 games a year. I'll buy you a couple beers if you give up that seat. If not, I'm gonna shame you in a notorious tweet." But Poncho Boy, he wouldn't budge, he wouldn't move a muscle. The seat that once held Bleacher Jeff now held a soaking couple. The driving rain poured off his poncho, pooling into puddles, while Bleacher Jeff stayed warm and dry down in the bleacher tunnel. And he sat there in the rain for 7 hours straight. He sat right through the weather that had made the game delayed. With his plastic poncho on, he sat all afternoon long. That's why I just wrote Poncho Boy this song.